Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into Adobe Photoshop, one of the most talked about powerhouse photo editing apps out there. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand what makes Photoshop such a staple for creators, but you'll also know how to find and interpret expert reviews so you can decide with confidence if it's the right tool for you. Alright, let's get started. If you're feeling unsure about Adobe Photoshop, maybe you're on the fence about subscribing or you're overwhelmed by all the features, step 1 is to make sure you're reading opinions from credible sources. Don't just settle for any review. You want solid advice from expert reviewers who have years of real-world experience with photo and video software. So head over to Google and simply search for Adobe Photoshop reviews. This will bring up a full spread of articles. Some might be quick blog posts, and others will be deep-dive professional reviews. Take a moment to be choosy. Look for reviewers who list their credentials. For instance, I've picked a review by an industry veteran who's the principal software writer and has over 20 years of experience testing PC and mobile apps. That's someone who's seen every editing app come and go and knows the ins and outs, not just the flashy features. If you see names like Michael Muchmore or trusted publications like PC Mag, you're in good hands. Now, once you've found a reviewer you trust, take an extra minute to scan through their background. If they mention covering enterprise software or leading big editorial teams, you can bet they're credible and have actually used Photoshop day in and day out for real projects. This helps you weed out any surface-level reviews from folks who barely scratch the surface. In the review itself, you'll notice standout headlines like Adobe Photoshop Review, the most powerful photo manipulation app by far. That sets the tone right away. Photoshop isn't just another editor, it's the gold standard. Then check out the pros and cons. Real experts will lay out the strengths, like Photoshop's vast correction and manipulation tools, cutting-edge generative AI features, and surprisingly understandable user interface. For example, those AI features let you perform edits that would have taken hours in minutes, which, as a designer, can be a total game changer. Don't gloss over the details. Reviews should cover everything from mobile and web design capabilities to drawing options, typography, and even raw camera file support. Cloud documents, collaboration tools, and sync libraries might sound technical, but they really just mean you can work from anywhere and share your work with colleagues with zero friction. On the flip side, cons like no perpetual license or background processes are good to know. They'll help you set realistic expectations. Maybe you don't want a subscription or you've got an older computer and you're worried about performance. A clear review gives you that heads up, which is super helpful. Let's talk specs for a minute. Experts will detail whether Photoshop edits both vector and raster graphics, if it has a touch interface, publication layout options, face recognition, and all sorts of advanced layer editing tricks. Maybe you're curious about lens profile corrections for your photography or content-aware edits to remove tricky objects in your snaps. This is where those expert insights really matter. Finally, professional reviewers wrap up with the big picture. Photoshop started the digital editing revolution 30 years ago, and it's still the best for anyone who needs serious drawing, layered image editing, or mind-blowing effects. It's always getting updates, especially in generative AI and new formats, which keeps it ahead of the curve. That's why experts often award it top ratings and editors' choice honors. So if you're hesitating, remember. Take the time to seek out trusted reviews, and you'll get a clear sense of whether Photoshop matches your needs or workflow. Hopefully, this breakdown makes your decision a little easier. If you found this review useful, please hit the like button, and if you have questions or maybe your own experience with Photoshop, drop a comment below. For more tutorials and reviews to help you master your creative toolkit, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.